All right. So I guess we're live. Um, yeah, what are we talking about today? I guess I'll give it a few seconds for people to hop on in. All right, 30 seconds. So, hello everyone. If you're joining me for the first time, happy to have you. If you're new, happy to have you too. If you're old, thank you for coming back. This is my streaming adventure. Uh, 2021, I made a promise to stream a lot more to talk about things that I've seen, things that I've done, some interesting things that are happening in the ether, um, and uh, yeah, we're gonna do this, I guess. I want to welcome you to this. There are a couple things I want to discuss, want to talk about, and then maybe I don't know. I wonder if I should invite people. Who knows? Maybe I'll invite people. Maybe I'll figure out how that works tonight, because it's a good night to talk to people. It's a beautiful day here in New York City, a beautiful night. So sure, I'm guessing with people in the New Year spirit, people will be in a good mood. So we'll go with that. So what do we start with first? I want to be very happy, very excited about this new Wizards team, this new Wizards year. We're 1-0 in 2021. Super important to me as a Wizards fan. Hello, Mango King. Good to see you. Um, yeah, so super excited as a Wizards fan about what has happened over the last day of a Wizards victory. Pretty excited by that. Yeah, yeah. The other thing that's top of mind is, as Mango King has said here, uh, yeah, I have been popping off on Twitter. Just got back on Twitter after a month after erasing my tweets. If we want to talk about that, if you want to talk about why I erased my tweets, why I've been messing about on Twitter, why did I come back, we can talk about that. I guess you can jump into chat and talk. Let me know. But I did go viral today. We can talk about that as well. Um, viral, viral. I want to check here. As it stands, last time I checked, it was over 20,000 retweets. So um, we can take a look now to see where it is. Um, let's see. 20,000 as of 2 hours ago. We're at 46.9 thousand retweets with a tweet that I had today. So we can talk about that. We can talk about Robocop. Just finished watching Robocop, and I have thoughts. If you don't know, Verhoeven's one of my favorite directors, and I appreciate the work that he does, even though he does cheat um, in how he makes the thing, right? So, yeah, those are the things that are on the table today, and I guess I'll walk through each of them. If you don't know, I'm a big Wizards fan. Uh, the beginning of the NBA season has been quite rough, with the Wizards having the worst record in the NBA. Right now, we are 1-5, which is worse than the Denver Nuggets, who are 1-4. It's not been a good. Definitely wasn't a great opening to the season for the Wizards, as we had the big name signing or trade of Russell Westbrook and a lot of expectations after Bradley Beal's 30 points per game last season. Had the snub, and it was a recipe for a fantastic season for the Wizards. One of the problems they had was a huge discipline issue with the team. Some folks would attribute that to John Wall, um, but you know, once he was traded and Russell is the person that he is, very big on discipline, very big on um, making sure a team is run correctly. You'd think that it was a match made in heaven with Beal, who had a lot of problems with how John Wall was running the franchise as a person that seemed to be on the track of someone that is very, uh, very disciplined. Right? At least that's how Bradley Beal portrayed himself. And so the schedule for the beginning of the season was quite lax. After you started the season, um, 2 games in Chicago, 2 games in Detroit. Start of the season, we started off with the 76ers. Really was a setup for a fantastic run by the Wizards. Really to start the season off with maybe an impact win and a couple of easy targets in front of them. And instead, 0-5 start. So, uh, yeah, uh, he was. Now, John Wall was traded for Russell Westbrook. Now, that said, the Wizards are started out 0-5, and wow, I said 1-4 in the title here. Let me fix that. If I can fix it, I can. Just give me a second to fix. But with that said, they won last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and a couple things that I noticed during the game. Um, I really don't like uh, Jerome Robinson, and it's a funny place to start with Jerome Robinson. And some people that like basketball are probably even asking, who's Jerome Robinson?" Right? Jerome Robinson is a player for the Washington Wizards that was traded from the Chicago Bulls, um, and seen as a pretty high prospect, at least in my opinion. I thought he had the potential to be a really impact shooting guard. Um, but as he's played this season, he's been very. Even last year when we acquired him by trade, it's been very. He's been very bland, um, very scared of the role that he's been given. And there's a lot of injuries last year, a lot of opportunity. This beginning of this season hasn't been injury free. A lot of opportunity for him to prove himself and get out on the court. But even in yesterday's route, he wasn't very effective. He wasn't very good at um, playing basketball, at least NBA basketball. So as certain folks get back into it, Cassius Winston and um, I guess everyone else that has been going on, we'll see. We'll see. Real quick, Mango King. Uh, no, I think it's going to be a little more structured. There'll be topics, um, and yeah, feel free to talk about as this continues on. If you find something you want to jump in on the conversation, go ahead and jump in. Or once I'm finished my spiel, it's definitely an open floor to whatever folks want to talk about. If I'm here, if I'm doing what I'm doing. We'll wrap up the Wizards talk in just a second. Second thing that really bothered me was, or the second note thing that I noted, I should say that this isn't going to be just all negative. This will be negative and positive. I was really appreciative of Davis Bertans' energy as he went ahead and Uh, really was aggressive on both sides of the floor. For those that don't know, Davis Bertans signed an $80 million contract, I think. Let me go ahead and confirm that. But he signed a huge contract this offseason as the, uh, we'll say, the number three player on the Washington Wizards. Um, yeah, it was an $80 million contract. So he is being paid very handsomely. And as that person, that's really the third option based on the salary that he's getting. I want to see a certain level of aggression. Now, Davis is never going to be Defensive Player of the Year by any means. Uh, he's really signed there for his ability to shoot the basketball. But one thing I appreciate from players that are paid that much is an energy that they can bring to either side of the ball that they're not great at. And last night I saw a lot of that energy from Davis. He was very aggressive. Wasn't scared of anybody. Now, granted, it was the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who are you to be scared of? Scared, afraid of, other than Karl Anthony Towns, who didn't play. But who else could you be afraid of? So great. But I did appreciate that energy that he gave to the floor. So very appreciative of Davis Bertans and his energy. Third thing that I really appreciated was Bradley Beal finding his shot. Brad, fantastic work as a scorer. Hasn't been fantastic. Hasn't been quite efficient. One thing that I always appreciated, like he's gonna get his points. And watching him play with Russell Westbrook, there was no stoppage of that. Like they didn't really um, they didn't really mess around and uh, Russell didn't play Brody Ball and really made himself the star. He really did feature uh, Bradley Beal, but his shot wasn't on. So even though he was scoring about 30 a game, I wasn't efficient. And last night he was extremely efficient. I was really happy at him being aggressive, getting to the line. He did a fantastic job of getting to the line, but also, uh, making great shots and great shot selection from him. And if we're going to be a team that's going to be important moving forward, then Bradley Beal's shot selection as the leader of this team, as the number one player, right? And I can see Russell Westbrook, even with his Brodyisms, being somebody that defers to Bradley Beal like he deferred to Paul George when they played together, especially at the end. Um, there's an important thing for Brad to really elevate his game and elevate who he is. So I saw a lot of that against Minnesota, and the hope is with Russell in the lineup, they can really play off of each other. And the Bradley that I saw, Panda, on uh, last night can be the guy that is really moving forward for the Wizards. So that's the Wizards talk. Um, we have Twitter virality, my weird viral day, and we also have Robocop. We have Robocop. So, matter of fact, let's start with Robocop since fresh on my mind. Robocop is a 1987 movie directed by Paul Verhoeven that is a sci-fi pseudo cyberpunk um, action set action piece film. What I love about RoboCop is some of its commentary. It's Verhoeven, right? Which means there's always with Verhoeven, there's always some sort of commentary about fascism or capitalism. This one was corporo fash, right? To steal from uh, cyberpunk, corporate fascism. So it's always going to be good, but it's going to be a little cheesy. It's going to be a little weird, and sometimes the writing is going to be a bit hokey. I think the encapsulation of all this is uh, Starship Troopers. Definitely Starship Troopers. That said, Robocop is a fantastic movie set in Detroit in 2028, and it is about a cop named Murphy who eventually gets blown to bits and becomes the hero Robocop, built by the corporation OCP, and chaos ensues. A couple of things that struck out. I really was interested in RoboCop because of what we're going through today. Right, I think COVID more than anything has exposed that we really live in a corpo-fascist environment. That's where we are. That's where capitalism leads us. Right. Boom. Uh, if you don't really believe me, just check out everything that Amazon has done over the last 12 months. So we live in that type of world, and RoboCop, even though it's shot 33 years ago, comes out 33 years ago, it was probably shot 34 years ago, really nails the energy of where we are now, where corporations get away with anything, right? They live in a different world, and the average person lives in the same world. Now, I get bothered by Verhoeven in the sense of like he cheats. I feel like when he directs his movies, like he'll make these logic jumps that force his story forward. And there are a couple of these in RoboCop, specifically how RoboCop finds the guy at the gas station, the gang member, goes, "We killed you." He doesn't see him. How would he know who he is, right? Or if that's the guy they shot, that doesn't make any sense. Um, but that said, I think what he's trying to get across is extremely important, and um, I think there's a lot of lessons here in the world that we live in today. Um, uh, More specifically, um, the corporations are going to get away with whatever they want. Um, the way things are going, there no real there's no real ability. There's no teeth that corporations there's no oversight. Um, it's either petty fines or some sort of if even that, like it's going to be a slap on the wrist, if anything. So, uh, in RoboCop, you literally see a corporation put a cop on the street with murder powers, ability to kill, um, and not even the cops know it, which to me is like fucking crazy. Um, look at cops today. They're able to have military equipment, and they're able to feel that the folks that are in the community don't necessarily know the extent of their military powers, where they get the uh, military equipment from, who deals with it, and yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. So like that's the world that we're kind of in. Um, Eee, get that off the screen. That is not what I wanted to see. What the fuck? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, like fucking yikes. I don't know how this person put that up. Like that's interesting. That was weird. I don't know where that came from, and I got to figure out how to deal with that or moderate that. I don't know. Whatever. Um, hmm. Shit, I lost my point on Robocop. Wow, this guy is really trolling, or gal, or whoever it is. That's fascinating. Um, hmm. What else do we want to talk about? I was talking about the military police. Yeah, boom. Thank you, Mango King. Um, I was definitely talking about the military police and the military police, the ability of the police department today to act as a paramilitary force. We saw it a lot. Speaking of that jackass with George Floyd, and um, there's been no sort of accountability for these folks. All the a lot of the thing. Well, something that I saw a lot during the summer was uh, cities going, "We've banned X, and our police won't be using that anymore." And they didn't they didn't have the authority because those same police were using that, the next night or that same day, and there was no firings, nobody, there were no mea culpas by the police department or the union. They were able to just go off and do their thing. Um, that's one thing I noticed in that corporal fascism, military policing uh, type of world, where uh, cops are just able to field whatever they want through the military industrial complex, your Raytheons and whatnot. Um, and the folks that do it either as the cops themselves or the corporations that sell them have zero liability. So, anyway, watch Robocop. It's fantastic. You can, it's definitely something that, yeah, definitely something I would recommend. Last is I went viral today. It's my second day back on Twitter officially. So at the end of every year, if you're wondering why my tweets are gone, at the end of every year I delete every tweet that I make because why not, right? What world? Why does social media think they can own all of our content, or uh, why why am I keeping this as some sort of library for myself? That doesn't make any sense. So I delete all my tweets, get rid of all my likes. If it's something I need to do, then I'll take care of it. Blah blah blah. So I make a decision if I want to come back to a social media network or not. I should also note that I do this across pretty much every social network. The exception was uh, Twitch, because I was playing around with Twitch uh, earlier, and so hello, folks that um, my Twitch folks. But I generally get off of all social media. So today's my second day back. I jumped on New Year's just because I saw the fun in Twitter on New Year's night, and I said, you know what? It's a fun platform. Let me jump back on. And yeah, so I jumped on, and today I made a tweet that went pretty viral. As I mentioned before, it has about uh, it was at 49,000 retweets last time I checked. Uh, so yeah, yeah. So I was able to, I guess, get the people going. Twitter's interesting. Couple things I notice about having a viral tweet. It's nice. Folks that have followed me, hello. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Welcome to my Twitter account. I think I'll be doing this over Twitter. I'll be jumping on live every once in a while. You're watching maybe my third experiment with this, so I think I'll get better as time goes on. But yeah, um, so uh, yeah, um, went viral today, and virality is weird because two interesting things happen. Um, I've had a tweet that went super viral last year. One of the things that happened when I watched it is the likes and retweets are very exponential, right? Once something goes past a certain point, the jumps and leaps and the likes and retweets jump just that much more. Um, when it comes to uh, that's interesting. Can't really uh, do that. Anyway, so no, it's fascinating to watch that the exponential jumps, right? So like it's 1 to 7 to like 50 to 100. Right now, it's weird to watch this thing jump like every like it jumps to every like 5 or 600 or 700 or like every minute or so, minute or two. Um, where it was just jumping by like 2 or 3 the hour it came out. So last time I had something like this, I ended up getting retweets for several days, and it's actually smaller than this. So it's rather fascinating to watch. The other thing that's strange are people trying to DM you to argue the tweet. It's extremely odd that like these folks, whoever they are, just decide to like let me tell you why you're wrong. It's like I don't know you. Like why would I argue? Why do you feel so comfortable like jumping in my DMs and just like trying to argue with me? Like I don't. Do people actually do that? Like, did you expect someone to drop what they were doing and say, "I'm gonna argue with the stranger on the internet"? Like, yeah, nah. Like, I'm not in the business to save lives. I was just in the business to have fun. So, yeah, those are two weird things about going viral to me. The strange DMs and just the exponentiality of it. Can't speak. I guess tonight can't speak. So yeah, I guess it's an open forum, open thing. Um, here, I talked about the three things I wanted to talk about. So anytime you wanna, you wanna jump in, people that want to jump in the chat, say something. Um, once you get into, thank you. I'm gonna get better at getting through them. I feel still very scattered in how I chat about all of this stuff, and this is really just kind of off the dome. Maybe as I do more content, I'll get more structured and write some notes about what I want to talk about and how I want to talk about it. But um, I appreciate you, Mango King. Thank you. Uh, and yeah, man, you know, you're here, you chat. We're gonna have a conversation. So I don't know, folks that are here, jump in the chat. What's going on, Nini X? I hope I said that right. Welcome, welcome. Um, I'm literally trying to figure this out while I'm figuring this out. I don't know. What am I trying to figure out? I'm trying to figure out how to figure out this stuff. This is such a weird. Um, it's a weird venue. Like I'm on Streamyards, I can't really like see what's going on, moderate all that good stuff. and I would like to because I'm looking at like three different chats. And we got to figure out what that looks like. Would be perfect if I had like I don't know a like a group of people that know things. Wow. I mean, I don't know. What a world we live in. I don't know. Okay. So basically, let me look into the chat. See what do y'all want to talk about. Um, what's on your mind? What's on your mind, folks? I'm uh, interested to chat. Cause like, why not? It's a Saturday night. The real world is supposed to start back up on Monday. Let's jump into it. All right, why not? My website. My website. So this is good. This is good. Uh, yeah, product person. Product person is an interesting title to me too. I honestly, uh, one of the fun things about product management in tech is that we're still trying to figure out what we do exactly. Like I have a definition of what product management is, which is what I do in tech. I think you could call us the people that help the ability to make decisions and to facilitate decision making in an organization. That doesn't really matter uh, short term in smaller companies, but in bigger companies, there is a business case of good product or good product people creating um, a better position of it in the market, or a better product, depending on how you want to look at it. But that's generally the thing about product management, and I write about it a lot. So on my website, it's a repository of my work. There's also things that I do otherwise. So one thing I appreciate is strategy and leadership. So I'll mix a bunch of philosophy and things of that nature to my blog, and I'll write about it. Um, there are also cultural critiques. I've been trying to find all of the writing I've done on the internet about music and movies, which is weird because I've wrote them in weird places, but like I'd like to have them on my website to just capture some of the cultural things that I've written about in um, the 10 years or so that I've been writing on the internet. Um, and yeah, just really a container for my work. Um, so particularly I work in tech and I help tech companies build things. Um, and that's what a product person is. Um, yeah. What do I love most about my career? I love there's a level of curiosity with product management that I get to chase. There's a level of curiosity that like I have where I get to chase interesting things. I get to chase problems. And since the answers to problems in real life are mostly non-determinate, meaning there's no like right answer, my curiosity gets to play. And with product that can expand to technical problems or business problems or design problems or legal problems. It there's so many fields in where the problems can be, and I get a chance to really, use all these weird things that I picked up along the way in my life. Uh, I think when product is that, and there's an opportunity for more of that to happen, then that's what I love about the career. That's what I like about product and being a product person. Hmm, this is interesting. Huh. What else has been going on in the NBA? If you know me, here are some of the uh, storylines that I want to keep going this season. These are things I believe. Um, I still think the Wizards are a playoff team, like a uh, definitely definitely still a playoff team. I think Christian Wood is amazing, and if he's not making an All Star team this year, he should make it in the next 2 years in the loaded Western Conference. Um, and I think the Sacramento Kings will make the play-in and barely miss the playoffs. Those are some weird things. Some weird NBA things that I think hot takes as they were. No, no, not in a very long time. Honestly, with the Wizards, I'm just happy that I think we're going to get some confident basketball. I haven't seen it yet, but I think as the season moves on, um, we have a team that's going to be in the first round or like a first rounder, maybe second round, in depending on the matchup, and that's fine. It's fine with me. I don't need to chip. It's good. Weird things in my life. How about an anecdote? Oh, favorite experience in early work. Those are two very different questions depending on my mood, but I don't know. Favorite experience. It's a good question. What did I like? What did I really like early in my career? Well, as a mainframe programmer, I got an opportunity to really work with with low level systems, like low level programming. Like I got to work with hardware a decent amount, and I feel like I got a real chance to mix the theory of computer science that I learned in school with like actual like work. And I didn't know how novel that was until I kind of came on this side of tech. But um, my experiences on the mainframe were fantastic and are the foundation of what I do. I wonder what's going on. One of the fun things about like doing this on StreamYards is really learning how each platform deals with all of it, and me trying to understand it. Bum. It's interesting. I don't know really. Maybe I should end this. I don't know. We've gone for about 40 minutes. I've tried. I'm learning a little bit and getting more comfortable. So maybe it's something I'll do either Friday and Saturday night. Maybe I'll write notes next time. Maybe I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll save it. I don't know. But I do want to get more comfortable doing this. So I want to thank you all for joining me. And yeah, um, I'll catch y'all later. 40 minutes. Bye.